Hello guys, and welcome to our user's guide for the Sony SRS XB100 Bluetooth speaker, where we're going to explain to you the most important functions of this small Bluetooth speaker. Okay, so we're going to start out by looking into how to pair our speaker to our smartphone. So in case your speaker is still brand new, has never been started before, then it's going to automatically go into the Bluetooth pairing mode. We just heard the jingle that the pairing mode is activated, and then we can immediately switch over to our smartphone. Now, in case that's not the case for you, so the Bluetooth pairing mode has not been automatically activated, then just press the Bluetooth button here on the side of the speaker. And so now let's switch over to our smartphone. In this case, this is an iPhone, but it works pretty much in the same way in any Android phone as well. So the first thing we do is we're going to the settings menu. And then if you have an Android phone, then there may be a subcategory here called connections. You may have to go in there, but you are going to find also the Bluetooth section in here. And here we're going to make sure that Bluetooth is enabled. And now on the bottom of the screen, we should be able to see here our SRS XB100. So we are just going to select that. We're just going to click on this. And now we already heard the confirmation jingle that the connection was successful. So now we're already ready to use our speaker. And now the good thing is, in case you were wondering if you have to do this pairing process every time you want to use the speaker, then the answer to that is no. So the next time we're just going to turn on our speaker, and then it's going to automatically connect to our phone. So we don't have to do anything again. The phone and the speaker are going to remember each other. And just like you heard here, they're going to immediately reconnect. Okay, so now let's have a look at the playback function. So we're actually playing here some music or other audio. So we're going to play here some music on our iPhone in this case, and then we have here on the bottom the volume bar, so you can see how loud the speaker is right now. And if we press the plus button on the speaker, then you see the volume increases, not only audible but also here visually on the phone as well. And then if we press the minus button, then the playback volume decreases. Okay, so then we have here the play and pause button, and this one actually comes with a whole lot of features in it. So of course, if we press the play pause button one time, then it's going to pause audio, and then pressing it again will resume the audio. But there's more functions in here that are not immediately visible. So if you press this button 2 times really quickly, then it's going to jump to the next track. Now, pressing the button 3 times really quickly is supposed to bring the playback to the beginning of the current track. And if we're already there, if we press it 3 times again, it's going to jump towards the previous track. Now, to be honest, I find this method rather cumbersome and difficult because I did have a lot of trouble pressing the button 3 times fast enough on the right rhythm to make it actually go back to the previous track or the beginning of the current track. Yeah, so maybe you figured out how to do it right, but I personally prefer to actually do this song selection directly on my phone, just because how buggy or difficult it is to use the buttons on the speakers. Now, in case you do have an incoming phone call, then you can use the play pause button also to accept the call and then to hang up later on. And when you press and hold the play pause button for more than 2 seconds, then this will activate your voice assist like Google Assist, Siri or Bixby. Now eventually it's going to be time to recharge the battery of our speaker, and the speaker is going to tell us that by the blinking LED here on the lower left corner. Alternatively, we can also check the battery status on our smartphone. So in this case, this is here a widget on my iPhone. It's also possible to see the battery status on your smartphone if you have an Android phone as well. Okay, so then what are we going to do to recharge the battery? We're going to open up this little flap here on the right side, and underneath here we find a USB-C charging port, and we can of course use here our supplied charging cable that comes with the speaker. We have on the one end here the USB-C side that plugs right in there, and the other end we can use a charging cube from our smartphone or connect it to our computer. whatever charging method or USB-A charging method you have will work. Alternatively, you can also connect here the charging cable from your laptop in case that has a USB-C charging port. Same counts for example a Nintendo Switch, so those already use these kinds of chargers, so we can immediately plug that in there as well. And when we start charging, then it's going to lighten up here or constantly light up the charging LED here on the side. A full charge takes up to 4.5 hours depending on your charging speed, and you can use the speaker while the battery is being charged. So that's not a problem. It's just going to charge. It's just going to take a little longer because we're also using up some electricity here. And then you know that the battery is fully charged when the charge LED here, the orange light, turns off. And then at that point we can just simply disconnect the charging cable. And then of course here, don't forget to close up this cover here. This makes sure the speaker is still water and dust proof. Then there is a smartphone app that you can install and use. That's the Music Center application that comes from Sony. But honestly, I don't think that has any use other than Sony collecting data from you. At least from my side, I haven't seen any benefit from installing it. Maybe they will roll out some software updates for the speakers in the future, but considering how old the speaker is at this point, I don't really believe there will be anything like that. So I'm not going to really go any further into this app from Sony. So now let's continue with connecting two speakers together. So I was hoping that I would be able to connect here my XB100 to my older, well, the predecessor of this version, that's the XB13. So since both speakers from the outside at least pretty much look the same, there's a little bit of a design change, but other than that, they pretty much look very similar. So I was hoping to connect both of these speakers together, but unfortunately that's not the case. So if you have two of these speakers, the same setup that I have, then it's unfortunately not possible. But when you want to connect two of the XB100s, then you first want to disable the Bluetooth function on your smartphone or whatever other device you're using it with. And then after you turn on the speakers, then you press and hold the Bluetooth buttons. And after a while, you see here the stereo, the ST pair, so the stereo pair LEDs here blinking a couple of times, and then they're going to be constantly lit. And as soon as the speakers find each other, then the blue blinking LEDs here from the Bluetooth buttons, they are supposed to stop blinking. And when both Bluetooth LEDs here turn off, they don't blink anymore, then we can re-enable the Bluetooth function on our smartphone, and then we can connect to one of the speakers. So unfortunately, I can't show you that because I don't have two speakers, but that is the theory of how it's supposed to happen. Okay, so yeah, now this was already it for this video. I hope you found the information helpful. And if you have any more questions or comments, then please leave a message below.